Welcome to the Social Bee podcast with your host, Louise Brogan. Every week, Louise will be bringing you a podcast all about women entrepreneurs, talking about their challenges, their goals, and inspiring you to either start your own business or grow the business you have. Visit www.socialbeeni.com to join our community and pick up some lovely freebies to start marketing your business online today.
Hello and welcome to the Social Bee podcast today on episode 81. What is working in LinkedIn in 2019? So if you've been following the podcast for the last few weeks, you will have noticed that I'm doing a little series on different social media platforms. So at the start of April, I did What's Working in Facebook in 2019. That was episode 78. Then I had What's Working on Instagram in 2019, which was last week's episode 80. So I hope you've enjoyed both of those and got a lot out of them. If you have, I'd love it if you would share them with one other person, or of course, leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. That'd be wonderful too. And do come and join us in our group on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/social beehive for members or for people who are enjoying listening to the podcast to have a chat about the podcast and possibly anything you'd like to ask me to cover in future, and really just to join like-minded entrepreneurs in there would be wonderful. So LinkedIn. LinkedIn is fast becoming my favorite social media platform, and there are various reasons for that. And I have to be brutally honest. One of the reasons is that when I spend time on LinkedIn, I tend to get work. I tend to get messages or emails following up that lead to paid work. So, like I say to people in my workshops, if you are spending time on social media platforms, is it moving you forward in business? Are you actually getting business as a result? Rather than wasting your time and faffing about on your social media platforms and getting distracted from earning money, look at the social media platforms you're on, which ones are bringing you paying clients, paid work, and stick to those ones. And right now, for me, that is definitely happening on LinkedIn. So if you remember back in episode 78, I talked about how Facebook is about building your community. And last week I talked about Instagram being all about inspiration. Well, LinkedIn has its own special slant on social media too. So LinkedIn, being on LinkedIn is like attending a business networking event in a few ways, okay? Number one, you get out of it what you put in. Number two, if you stand in the corner and don't speak to anybody and just stand by the coffee machine or the sausage rolls and don't speak to anybody, you will leave afterwards. You might even leave early and say, well, that was a waste of time. That wasn't really any good. That didn't do anything for my business. But if you spend a little bit of time researching who's on LinkedIn, who's at this networking event, who do you want to connect with, and think about something you can break the ice with that person, you're going to have a very productive time. That's all well and good if you're at your local business network, but how does this actually apply to using the LinkedIn platform? So when you join LinkedIn, have a look around for others who are in your industry. Maybe start by connecting with some old college friends or people you've worked with in the past. Connect with your colleagues and your peers. If you're an entrepreneur, connect with other people in similar industries. But don't stop there. Don't just go on there and connect with people. And I will say, when you join LinkedIn, it asks for your email addresses and it suggests that you send out an invitation to everybody on your email list. Well, if you are like me, you probably haven't cleaned your personal email list in a long, long time. So I do not recommend doing that, because somebody that you might have, like your kid's school teacher that you sent an email to 7 years ago, you don't want to send a LinkedIn request to those people. So I would not suggest doing that. I would suggest being a little bit more careful about who you actually send out LinkedIn requests to. So the biggest mistake I see on LinkedIn is when somebody joins the platform, sets up their profile, and then sits and waits for something to happen. Or maybe they've gone one step further and they've gone and looked at people's posts and they just clicked like on those posts. Or they've gone and they think they're using LinkedIn because they are sharing newspaper articles or sharing someone else's blog posts. But what they're not doing is actually putting their own commentary or thoughts on those posts. Okay, so let's change that starting today. I don't want you to go onto LinkedIn and just click like, or share, without actually giving your own thoughts and opinions on things. As of time of recording this, LinkedIn have introduced new emojis for the like button. So you have different options now. I still don't have it. It might be by the time this episode goes live, I might have it. So you can do more than just like someone's post there. In the same way on Facebook, you can like or love or hate or have a sad face. I'm pretty sure you can't have a sad face on the LinkedIn like button. It's not really appropriate, but those are being rolled out as we speak. So it'll be interesting to see how much people start to use that. Okay, so assuming you have got a LinkedIn profile, if you don't, then stop the podcast and go off and look at my website and Google why you should be using LinkedIn. Or go even further, join us in the Social Bee Academy membership, where I will teach you how to use LinkedIn, how to set up your profile and properly, and how to use LinkedIn to actually grow your business and get leads. Okay. And there'll be links to that in the show notes, but you can go to socialbee.teachable.com and join the Social Bee Academy there. And as by the by, it's only £10 for your first month. So well worth checking out. We've got a fantastic community on Facebook, and we all support each other's businesses in there, as well as learning how to use social media and build your business online. But when you've got your LinkedIn profile, let's start using it, okay? So one of the top tips I can give you for LinkedIn is to write a carefully written headline for your LinkedIn profile. So your headline is the bit that follows you around LinkedIn. So for example, mine is Louise Brogan, helping entrepreneurs and professionals use social media, something like that, or social media consultant. I can't remember exactly what it is. But that's my headline. So when I comment on other people's stuff or in groups or share somebody's article, you will see my headline, and that's what people will click on to find out more about you. Okay? So that's really, really important, writing the right headline. And I have got a training video on that on YouTube. And I also have a whole blog post about that, both on my website and on LinkedIn, how to write a good headline for your LinkedIn profile. So do check those out. Number 2, make sure you have a good profile picture for LinkedIn. This is not a picture of you with sunglasses on your head, or the one of you looking gorgeous at your friend's wedding last summer. Okay. I recently worked with some professionals, and one of those professionals' profile photograph was of a guy leaning against his friend, but the friend had been chopped out of the photograph with his sunglasses on. With, I think he had a short sleeve shirt. It's pretty obvious he was at like a works barbecue or something. All that was missing was a pint of beer. This is not what you put on your LinkedIn profile. What you want is a clear head and shoulders shot of you looking at the camera, smiling, and preferably a clear background, okay? But definitely just clear head and shoulders shot. Don't have sunglasses. So next thing, you need to start posting updates on your profile. So this could be sharing your own blog posts from your own website. If you've listened to me for a while, you will know that I really strongly believe that we all should be writing our own content, creating our own content, whether it is a blog post or it is a podcast or it's a YouTube video, creating your content regularly so that you're creating your own visibility online. Then you can take those posts or videos and share them across your social media, which gives you content for your social media. So sharing your own blog posts or news story maybe, but make sure you add your own thoughts to this post, okay? This is really important. If you simply share somebody else's story without any of your own comment on it, you leave your audience with nowhere to go. So, for example, if I shared an article about, so maybe Social Media Examiner have done an article about the latest changes to Facebook ads. If I simply shared that on my LinkedIn profile, but didn't write any of my own comment on it, why would anybody engage with that? But what I could do is share that article from Social Media Examiner and say something like, I'm having really great success with Facebook ads. Recently, we spent £30 and reached 6,000 people with a video ad for my client. What's your experience of using Facebook ads? Have you tried using video ads? If you see that, you're much more likely to actually engage and comment on my post, or click on my name, find out who am I that I'm telling you about this success with Facebook ads, and maybe get in touch with me. But if I'd simply just shared their blog post with no thoughts or comments of my own, you would just scroll past and go to the next one. Okay? So you can publish articles on LinkedIn, and this used to be you used to have to go to a separate place called LinkedIn Pulse. Now you just publish your article directly on your status update in LinkedIn. So one good tip is, if you are writing your own blog, or maybe you're writing articles for someone like Medium or Thrive Global, you can repurpose that content by posting it then as an article on LinkedIn as well. It's not like posting longer form updates on Facebook, okay? Articles on LinkedIn have a longer shelf life. If you go to LinkedIn and look at my own profile, Louise Brogan, you'll see a link to articles I have written in the past, as well as my recent activity on the platform. So, first thing you're going to do, once you've got your profile picture and your headline and all of your profile set up, is you're going to start posting updates and articles, please. Your next step, and one that I think is almost as important, is to comment on other people's posts. So remember the tip about the headline? This is where you can make your mark. By posting relevant and intelligent comments, engaging discussions with your network, you can raise your profile on LinkedIn. People will see your comment, your name, your headline, and if it's of interest to them, if you spark their interest, they're going to click on your name to find out more about you. They might reach out to connect with you. They might not. They might appear in the list of people who've recently viewed your profile. You don't actually have to accept all requests on LinkedIn. If someone sends me a network request on LinkedIn, I generally click on their profile to see who they are and what it is that they're doing and whether they're relevant or not to my network. I'd say I probably accept about 90% of requests, but there are some that I don't. And those are reasons I'm not going to go into on the podcast. So if you want to have a discussion about that, come and join us in the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/social beehive. So if you send your own connection requests on LinkedIn, wherever possible, try and add a personal note. So you can do this on your laptop by clicking on the connect button, and you'll be prompted to add a note, or on your, I think it says personalized invite. On your mobile phone, if you click connect on there, it'll connect you straight away. It will not give you the option to add in a note. So you click the more button on your mobile app, and you can add it in there. I try and do this with every person I connect with on LinkedIn, but sometimes I do forget, or I've clicked the button on the mobile without even meaning to. The reason I do send these personal notes, apart from reminding somebody how they met you in the first place, it actually starts the conversation directly with this person, okay? This does not mean that you start selling to the person, okay? Please. You don't copy and paste the same message to every person. Those days are over. 2019, people are connecting over social media on a one-to-one basis. Yes, you can run a webinar that a couple of hundred people might turn up to, or you send out your email list, your latest email, and there might be 500 or 2,000 people on there. But actually connecting with people on a one-to-one and individual messaging on all of the different platforms, that's when you really start to win hearts and minds. Okay, LinkedIn is no different to that. So how often should you be using LinkedIn? I try and get on there every single day and connect with my network and see what's happening. I check my messages daily. I check my connection requests. Sometimes I remove connections. You can do that as well. If there's somebody in your connections who you thought was somebody you wanted to be connected with, and they start spamming you with sales messages, you click on their profile and you can disconnect them from your network. So check your network connections, and I try and post on my own profile a couple of times a week. I definitely don't post daily on LinkedIn, and I only upload videos now and again, to be honest. There's not enough time in the day. I spend my time working with my clients and my members, as opposed to making lots of videos for my social media maybe that's something that we will revisit later on this year.